SuperTalk Mississippi media production. It's time to talk about dogs.
Bulldogs have won it.
Talkin Dawgs, that is, with Robbie Faulk, right here on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs is on your radio here on SuperTalk Mississippi 100.9 in the Golden Triangle. This is Robbie Faulk here for another week of Talkin Dawgs coming your way on 100.9 SuperTalk.fm online, the SuperTalk app, or anywhere you get podcasts with Talkin Dawgs. I appreciate you guys for being along with me for another week here on the show, and we got plenty to talk about when it comes to Mississippi State and local high school sports. We got a jam-packed show here today where we're going to discuss what happened between Mississippi State and Texas A&M, what to make of it moving forward, what does it look like for Mississippi State as they head into their bye week, and also district play in high school sports underway around the state of Mississippi. And we have some exciting matchups coming up this week. We had a great week last week as well. High school football in the state's heating up, folks, and this is the best time of year. We got a little bit of chill in the air, at least early in the morning or, late at night. There's at least a little bit of a semblance of fall coming your way here in north central Mississippi, whatever you want to call it. And that's great. That means football gets more and more important. That means Halloween is on the way, one of my favorite holidays. No, I'm not a satanic worshiper or anything like that. I just enjoy the holiday. I like people dressing up, and I like candy. I mean, what can I say? And I like scary movies. So, there's that. I also like football, and I love college football. And Saturday was another fantastic college football weekend. Except for, somewhere between 6:30 to 10 p.m. on the SEC network. It wasn't great on Saturday. Mississippi State falls to Texas A&M 31-9. Back-to-back losses for the Bulldogs. This one was especially frustrating if you're a Mississippi State fan. The way that this game played out, the lack of offensive production from Jeff Lebby and his team, the mistakes that were made, the opportunity that was missed. There was just a lot of meat left on the bone, which has kind of been the story of this season so far for Mississippi State. It's a great start, 4-0. You get off to a really good start. You get a huge win over Arizona State. You're in the ball game against Tennessee, a very exciting ball game. I don't think that anybody can be totally upset about how that game played out. It was just Tennessee went and made the plays to win it. But every single one of these games, even in the wins, the Bulldogs are leaving things on the table, and you just cannot do that against really good teams. They left way too much on the table against Texas A&M, and the Aggies took advantage of it. We're going to talk a lot about that game as the show progresses. I got some more thoughts on kind of the program as a whole and some things that are happening, some moving and shaking that's going on behind the scenes with Jeff Lebby and company and how that's going to affect the Bulldogs moving forward. Possibly some legislation coming down the line that could affect this roster moving forward. I have some things to say about that. And I know what the question that's been on everybody's mind since the final possession on Saturday night, how's Fluff? What's the latest? I'll have the latest on Fluff Bothwell, what I'm hearing from sources, where things seem to be trending with him. It did not look good on Saturday night. I'll discuss a little bit of that when we come back also. And obviously, we got plenty to talk about on the high school front. I'm going to talk about several games that you guys need to be watching for in this area alone. The fact that there's so many of these games that I have listed that are all from this area, it just tells you what kind of football we watch each and every week here in the Golden Triangle and the surrounding area in North Mississippi. It's some of the best football in the Southeast, definitely some of the best in the state of Mississippi, and we got a lot to say about it as this show goes on. I don't want you guys to miss a second of it. Stay tuned. Stay locked in here at 100.9 SuperTalk app, SuperTalk.fm, wherever you're listening to this thing. I appreciate you, and I hope you stay tuned for more Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll break down a little bit of that Texas A&M game. We'll talk about what went wrong for the Bulldogs and what they have to do to get better this bye week before they come back and take on the Florida Gators. When we get back, all of that and more. This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
At Bank Oklahoma, we treat our customers like neighbors, and usually they are. You're more than just an account number. At Bank Oklahoma, you have a name, a family, and hopes and dreams for your financial future. I'm Hunter Robertson at Bank Oklahoma in Bruce. We'd love to earn your business and help you reach your financial goals. Come see me or call 662-983-3700. Bank Oklahoma, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
Power up your convenience with the 4County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Hello, I'm Lee Burrell, proudly serving Tillamook County. The Citizens Bank has been serving our community for over 116 years, and I'm proud to be part of this vital community bank. With over 22 years of financial experience in commercial, mortgage, and consumer lending, I'm here to help with all your loan and deposit needs. Call me at 662-323-1420 or stop by my office located at 201 Highway 12 and say hello. I'm looking forward to meeting and talking with you soon. The Citizens Bank, www.thecitizensphila.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to Talkin Dawgs on SuperTalk 100.9.
Welcome back to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk. I am Robbie Faulk, and this is SuperTalk 100.9, the Golden Triangle area. We're proud to bring you this show every single week on Wednesday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m., also from 1 to 2 p.m. You can hear a replay of the show. If you're not around your radio or you're not around your computer, you can go to the SuperTalk app. Download that today. You can go to YouTube and find this show every single day. No video just yet, but we do have the audio there for you. And also, I want to remind you, even if you are listening to this live, please go to your Apple Podcast app, to your Spotify app, wherever you get podcasts. Download this show, please. Subscribe to it, like it, follow it, share it, rate me 5 stars. Anything you could do, I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you all for your support. I want to thank also Jess Brantley over at Alpha Insurance in West Point, Mississippi, for sponsoring the show from the start. And Jess is there, and his agency is there for you and your time of need over there in West Point. He'll be happy to set you up with homeowners insurance, car insurance, life insurance. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, and do it with someone who's there to take care of you. That's Jess Brantley over there in West Point, and the Alpha Insurance Agency there at 36 South Forest Street over in West Point, just off the main strip. You can call him also at 662-494-4142. Call him today. Start saving with Alpha right now. All right, guys, so let's talk about this a little bit. Mississippi State goes to Aggie Land. There was some confidence within a lot of people in the State fan base. I was not one of them that was super confident in this game. And I told you guys a little bit of why last week. I thought that the loss against Tennessee, the way that the game happened, was going to be a challenging thing to recover from for the Bulldogs this week, or last week. I've seen this movie before. I've seen it with Mississippi State. I've seen it across college football and all sports. When you have a devastating loss in that fashion, sometimes it can be tough to pick yourself up and get right back to work. We're all human, and when we have something as disappointing as what happened on that Saturday night in overtime in Starkville, things like this game tend to happen. Now, I thought that Mississippi State's defense brought the intensity, brought the energy for 2.5 quarters. And they had the right mindset in this game. They came in, they put their head down, and they went to work. And for the first 2.5 quarters, like I said, it was extremely impressive what Mississippi State was able to do in the defensive side of the ball. But eventually, this team just broke on that side. State's offense just could not get anything going. And it reminded me some of last year. We saw a couple of games last year. This defense is light years better than it was last year. But there were a couple games last year, and you take these little wins when you can with this Mississippi State defense a year ago. They were getting stops. They were getting off the field against good offenses. It was something that had not been done most of the year. State was really struggling to even get off the field against a lot of teams. And they were doing that last year, late in the year. You look at the Ole Miss game. I thought the defense played pretty good in that ball game against a very good offense from Ole Miss. The Missouri game, they got a couple of stops to start the game. State's offense did not help them out, and that's exactly what happened in this game. Save for that second possession of the ball game for Mississippi State, a 15-play, 83-yard drive. The Bulldogs just did not sustain any kind of consistency on the offensive side of the ball. And I thought that was a major detriment to this team. You look at the time of possessions, after the ball game, it was overwhelmingly in favor of Texas A&M. 38 minutes and 17 seconds to Mississippi State's 21-43. And State can have some quick possessions, but that wasn't the case. It wasn't just they were driving down the field and scoring. It was they were getting off the field quickly and punting the football. Bulldogs were really poor on third downs, 1 of 10. And I give a ton of credit to Texas A&M in this game. I thought that their defense was really good. And this is going to be, I think, one of the best teams in the SEC this year. You look at the total package, what they have. They have playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. Their defense is stifling. The last 2 weeks have been super impressive. They gave up 19 points, I think, total to Auburn and Mississippi State. That's very difficult to do in this age of college football and going up against 2 offensive-minded head coaches. But after that second possession, and I kind of felt it when it happened, Mississippi State just did not get back in this fight offensively. They never did. Devon Booth on that a breakaway run on that second possession, he got tripped up by the turf, by the grass. And I was over at my friend Brian Haydad's, and we were watching the game, having a cookout. Food was excellent. And I told Brian when that happened, there's no way they're scoring a touchdown on this drive. I've seen this before. I've seen Mississippi State on the road in the SEC, on the verge of scoring a touchdown. They do something to get in their own way, and they never score. That happened. They got a field goal out of it, but State got to the half-yard line on third down. All you had to do is just punch it in with Fluff Bothwell. Instead, they bring in Kamario Taylor. They have, some issues on the snap, but they have a guy jump, false start. 3rd and goal from the 6. And you don't get the touchdown. You end up kicking a field goal because you don't want to leave nothing on the board there. And this is what happens. 3-0 there. You hold your own on defense for most of the rest of the second quarter. Then you give up a big 34-yard touchdown pass. It's 7-3 at the half. And State had an interception the drive before that from Kelly Jones. They turn around and throw a pick. So the offense, to me, was 100% the problem. Because you look at the game and how it played out. It was 14-3 after 3 quarters. State is still in the ball game. It's an 11-point game. You still have a chance. Going into the fourth quarter, as bad as your offense has been, you still have a chance to go win the game. And instead, they give up 17 straight points. And you look at the final box score, and it doesn't really indicate how this game really played out. State gives up 300 yards rushing. That really wasn't what the defense was about for most of the game. They give up almost 500 yards of total offense, 77 plays, 6 yards of play. They just got gassed out. I mean, this defense, as much as it has improved, as much depth as it's accumulated, they are still not where they need to be. And especially not in a game where you're going to have almost 80 plays. You're going to have to stand up to that. 219 yards of offense for Mississippi State is where they lost the game. You know, they had 77 yards rushing, and they actually were over 100 yards with their two backs, Fluff Bothwell and Devon Booth. Those two did an excellent job in this game. It was the sacks. They had 5 against Tennessee. They had 4 against Texas A&M. And this offensive line just cannot hold up right now. Albert Reese being out of the ball game, we talked about it last week, how big that was going to be, and it was massive. Luke Work was playing at right tackle, which is out of position in my opinion for him. I think he's a guard. It's not his fault. Mississippi State just doesn't have the options. Javen James was at left tackle. Again, that's a guy that was not even on the roster, the travel roster to Southern Miss in Game 1. By Game 2, he was starting at left tackle, and he's been starting at tackle since. But they just don't have the guys there. I thought the running game was good. You had 22 carries for 120 yards for Fluff Bothwell and Devon Booth. They did an excellent job. But you lost 36 yards on sacks. These sacks are killing Mississippi State offensively. And I don't know if there's a whole lot you can do about it right now unless you just change the offense around. You do some different things formationally. You work around it a little bit, but the tackles right now are not holding up. Hopefully, Albert Reese is back in 2 weeks. And that's something that I wanted to talk about. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, I got some things I want to talk about with the injury situation for Mississippi State recruiting, some legislation coming down the line, possibly for college football, how it affects Mississippi State as well. We'll talk about that when we come back. Fluff Bothwell is a big topic of concern for Mississippi State fans, as is Albert Reese and Isaac Smith. What's the injury report? I'm going to have a little bit on that, what I know at this time, when we get back from the break. So stay tuned. This is Talkin Dawgs, Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9, SuperTalk.fm, and the SuperTalk app. We're going to take a break, and we will be right back here on Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk.
When you're a Yellow Jacket, school spirit isn't just for game day, it's every day. That's why the Citizens Bank created the School Stash debit card for Starkville-Oktibbeha schools. With every transaction, select credit instead of debit, and we'll donate 5 cents to the district. It's an easy way to show your pride and support local schools with every purchase. Stop by 201 Highway 12 and get your School Stash debit card today. The Citizens Bank, in your corner every day. Member FDIC.
Here at H&R AgriPower, your local Case IH dealer, we want you to put the very best into your machine so you can get the very best out of your machine. Choose to use Case IH genuine parts. Only Case IH genuine parts are specifically engineered to fit and function perfectly with your Case IH equipment. They deliver the performance your business demands while giving you the durability your schedule depends on. So when you want to maximize your performance, go with the original Case IH genuine parts. To find Case IH genuine parts, visit H&R AgriPower, your local Case IH dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Fork County Electric Power Association has spent more than 85 years working to improve the quality of life of all we touch. And that's why we created the Fork County Foundation. Thanks to the generosity of Fork County member owners, the foundation has awarded more than $2.5 million to organizations that support the communities we serve. If you have a 501c3 organization that helps improve the lives of Fork County members, visit forkcounty.org and see if the Fork County Foundation can help you.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
Find a friend in the banking business at Bank Oklahoma and take that friend with you using Bank Oklahoma mobile banking. Manage your accounts, make deposits, payments, and transfers anywhere and anytime. Bank Oklahoma offers small town feel with big city convenience and the personalized attention you deserve. I'm Joy Faulkner at Bank Oklahoma. Better together, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Talkin Dawgs on SuperTalk 100.9.
Welcome back to Talkin Dawgs. This is Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9, and I appreciate you guys for spending your Wednesday morning, afternoon, or whatever it is with me. Greatly appreciate all of you guys and the support that you bring to this show. It is greatly appreciated. I cannot thank you guys enough for whatever you're doing. If you're telling other people about it, if you're just listening, giving me a listen here and spending your day with me, that means the world to me. This is a guy that grew up wanting to do nothing other than talk about sports. And I get to write about it on a daily basis. I get to talk about it every day as well. And it's a dream come true. I thank you guys. I thank SuperTalk and everybody out there as well for allowing me this platform to do it. And I also want to thank Matheson Hardware and Building Supply over in Matheson for their support. And I just cannot tell you the warmth I get when I even drive by this store every day, because it is such a, to me, it just means something to me. It's part of my family heritage. And Brad Huffman and Ted Dewitt took this thing over, I think last year or a couple years ago, and completely revitalized this building over in Matheson. This is a place that has been in my family for several generations, and it's now taken over new ownership. But Brad and Ted really appreciate the history of this place and what it has meant to this community, but also the surrounding area. My dad and my mom both worked in this store. This was my great-grandfather's store. This was my grandfather's store. My dad came into the family. He helped run the place with my grandfather, his father-in-law. My mom was sweeping the floors when she was just a kid in this place. So this is a important part of my heritage, of Matheson as well, and you've got to go check it out. It's a beautiful hardware store right there in Matheson. And not only that, they have everything you need, whether you're building a house, you got a honey-do list that you got to get some things done. Go in there and shop around a little bit. Any kind of project you need, they can take care of it. Painting, they got power tools. They deliver to your job site. So go check them out today. That's Matheson Hardware. It's over at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson. You can also email them at info@mathesonhardware.com or call them at 662-263-4583. They're also open Monday through Saturday. Monday through Friday, 7 to 5 p.m., Saturday, 7 to noon. Go check them out today. It's right down Highway 82 if you're in Starkville, not far from home. Matheson Hardware, a place that is so near and dear to my heart, and I promise you, if you just walk in the doors, it'll be near and dear to you as well. All right, so let's look at some players that are near and dear to you, and let's update this injury report. Okay, so Mississippi State entered the Texas A&M game battered and bruised. We know that Will Whitson, the star defensive end, is out for the season, the torn ACL. We know that Blake Steen is out for the season. He was hurt against Southern Miss in the first half. That was your starting right tackle. 2 starters out within 2 weeks. It hasn't been as bad as far as serious injuries are concerned, but Mississippi State has been getting banged up every single week, it appears. The Tennessee game, we saw Brennan Thompson come out of the game. We saw Albert Reese go out in the second half. We saw Isaac Smith go out in the first half. Brylan Lanier was in and out. It was just, it was piling up. And by Saturday, the Texas A&M game, Albert Reese didn't even travel. Isaac Smith was there, but in a boot and not available. Those are two more critical pieces. And I made the comment last week, I felt like Albert Reese was actually a bigger loss for Mississippi State than their only All-SEC guy, Isaac Smith. He is the only guy on the team that was preseason All-SEC. And Albert Reese, to me, was more important because they just don't have the depth there. They don't have the guys. And we saw very early, they had 2 sacks on the first possession. We saw very early how important Albert Reese is. And, you know, him in the ball game doesn't solve your issues on the offensive line, but it certainly helps. Fifth-year senior. He's played a lot of snaps. He's a 3-year starter for the Bulldogs, I believe, 3 or 4 years. This guy is vital for the Bulldogs up front because they just don't have the linemen right now. And this offense cannot work how it needs to work without that happening. They've been able to overcome it in the run game. They've actually been decent run blocking. And that has not been an issue. But this offense takes shots. They have to have 3 seconds or so to step back and fire it down the field and let Brennan Thompson or Anthony Evans get open. And they're not getting those periods of time to throw it down the field. So when people say Blake Shapen holds on to it too long, Blake Shapen has a lack of awareness, I think there's some truth to that. I do think that he does hold on to the football a little too long. But also he's trying to let a play develop so he can get the ball down the field. Or he's trying to find an open receiver. And the offensive line is just not giving him any time. So Albert Reese getting back, getting healthy over the next couple of weeks is absolutely huge. And as of today, I believe that to be a possibility that he's back for Florida. I think that he could play, this week if Mississippi State was playing a game. And that's really good news for the Bulldogs. You can rest him some more this week. And hopefully by next week, he's closer to 100%. You can put him out there against another good defense from Florida, and he can go out there and help you deliver some big plays down the field. Isaac Smith, I'm thinking the same thing. I think if they played this week, I think Isaac would play. I think he's got a little bit of an ankle issue, but not anything that's going to be long-term. He's walking around fine. I think he could play. So those are 2 starters that you should have back against Florida, barring something unforeseen that we do not want to see, an injury during practice or whatever. Now, the biggest question I've gotten, probably more than any question that I've gotten from fans on the street, in my messages, in my DMs, on our message board at Maroon and White Daily, the biggest question I've gotten all season long is Fluff okay? Fluff Bothwell in the final possession of the game. Mississippi State's down 31-9. Blake Shapen dumps a check down over to him, over towards the sidelines. He catches it. He gets absolutely obliterated over there. Gets rolled up on. It looked really bad. He's down on the field for several minutes. The doctors, trainers are out there working on him, and they put him on a cart. And that is never a good sign. When you see a guy go in a cart and they have to be carted off the field, it always seems to be a bad sign. So what's the latest with him? You know, a lot of people said when that happened, he's done. I said that. I thought that he was done. But as the dust settled, they had scans and they were able to kind of look closer. Everybody that I talked to, every single person that I talked to with any kind of connection to Fluff or any kind of connection inside that building, because you got to remember, in that building, things are so closed down when it comes to Jeff Lebby getting information out. It's very difficult. But I have talked to people that are in that building every day. I've talked to people that are in contact with Fluff Bothwell. I've talked to people that are in contact with his family. Every single person has said he's not out for the season. And a little behind the scenes, I'm actually recording this episode, so we have not talked to Jeff Lebby yet. We were set to talk to him Tuesday, And so I was recording that before that conversation with Jeff Lebby, so I don't know if we'll get anything from him. He usually doesn't go into detail about injuries unless it's out for season. So if we don't get any information from Jeff Lebby, it's probably good news, actually. So we will continue to monitor that. Also, you may have seen Mississippi State's had 3 or 4 decommitments in the last couple of days, and a lot of people were concerned about that. And I'll just tell you this. There are adjustments that are made in recruiting classes from time to time, and adjustments made by Mississippi State. And so what you're seeing is some adjustments being made by Mississippi State with this recruiting class. And I believe it to be, based on sources, I believe it to be due to the fact that Mississippi State and coaches around the country are anticipating the 5th-year rule to be implemented by the NCAA. That is, every student-athlete gets 5 years. You kind of like do away with the red shirt deal. You get 5 years done. And so what that means for Mississippi State is there's going to be some players that are going to have the opportunity to return for another season. And guys like Brennan Thompson, guys like Jerron Manning, guys like Malik Silla. Those are players that they have not redshirted. They have an extra year available. And now all of a sudden that changes things for Mississippi State's roster moving forward. So the goal for Jeff Lebby and company is to retain the majority of this roster next year. That is a big, big plus if they're able to do that. Keep this roster together going into next season. You return a lot of great players. That scales down this recruiting class a little bit, which was closing in on 30 commitments. They're now starting to dial that back. I think they keep most of this roster together if they can. They go fill it with some transfer portal players and then a little bit of the recruiting class, and there you go. So that's what that means if you're a Mississippi State fan wondering. Now you have the answer. All right, guys, we're going to take another break. When we get back, we have some high school football to talk about. A big week last week as district play kicked up a notch. This week, it's going up again. We're closing in on the end of the regular season. I can't believe it. We're just a few weeks away from starting the playoffs. And so every game matters at this point. We're going to talk about some big ones coming your way in the Golden Triangle area and beyond. So stay tuned. This is Talkin Dawgs, Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Bank Oklahoma is committed to the communities we serve. We offer the small town feel with big city convenience and give you the personalized attention you deserve. Come see me, Gene Childs, Community Bank President in Houston and Manatee. We have locations in Aberdeen, Bruce, Houston, Manatee, Okolona, and Tupelo. Bank Oklahoma, where we are better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Landowners, are you ready to turn your timber into real value? At Good Hope Land and Timber, we specialize in helping landowners like you make smart, sustainable decisions. Whether you're planting a final harvest, thinning a stand, development thinning, or managing your forest long-term, our experienced team is here to guide you every step of the way. We're trained in the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and follow best management practices to protect your land and maximize your return. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact tractors. The Kubota L-Series is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. They're designed for easy operation and feature performance matched attachments. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Hello, I'm Lee Burrell, proudly serving Tibahaw County. The Citizens Bank has been serving our community for over 116 years, and I'm proud to be part of this vital community bank. With over 22 years of financial experience in commercial, mortgage, and consumer lending, I'm here to help with all your loan and deposit needs. Call me at 662-323-1420 or stop by my office located at 201 Highway 12 and say hello. I'm looking forward to meeting and talking with you soon. The Citizens Bank, www.thecitizensvilla.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk back on the air here on SuperTalk 100.9. Thank you for being along for the ride. Thank you to Alpha Insurance, Jess Brantley over there in West Point. Jess, I know, is a huge Mississippi State guy, but he doesn't have any kind of loyalty other to his customers. So if you're an Ole Miss fan, if you're a Southern Miss fan, if you're an Alabama fan, doesn't matter. Jess is going to take care of you every day over there in West Point, South 4th Street, 36 South 4th Street in West Point. 662-494-4142. Call Jess today, or just go in there and see him and his staff over there in West Point. I'm sure they would love to help you out with all your insurance needs. All right, guys, so last week was another big week in the area. District play began for many teams, and for our Starkville Daily news area, and as you know, I call this my Starkville Daily Whip Around. But we talk about all things high school football in the state of Mississippi. We had last week the Mississippi-Alabama All-Star rosters were released, at least for the state of Mississippi, and Mississippi State had a few commitments on that list representing the state. We had a few players in our area that are going to represent either in the Miss Al game or in the Bernard Blackwell, the North-South game that's played as well. So that's always fun. But there's so much football to be played before we get there. And a reminder, too, the state championship's going to be played in Starkville at Davis Wade Stadium this year. It's going to be fun to see that back there again. I think 2016 was the last time it was played in Davis Wade. So we're looking forward to that. And we have teams in this area that are capable of playing there. When I think about Starkville and what they're doing this year, the possibility of playing at home for the first time in a state championship. They have every ability to do that, playing in the north. West Point, man, that looks like a train coming down the hill, don't it? They got Pontotoc this week. They obliterated they played last week. I'm going to have to look this up. Clarksdale, maybe? Sorry, folks. I know this is great radio. Callaway, my bad. I'm sorry, Clarksdale. I did not mean to throw you under the bus like that. Clarksdale's a lot more competitive than I think Callaway is. 42-0 in that game. After West Point beat Tupelo 28-21, that was kind of the game I was waiting to see if they would lose, because I just don't see any losses on the schedule. You got Pontotoc this week at home. You got Lafayette at home. They have owned Lafayette. At Caledonia, who's really struggling this year. I think Caledonia's winless on the season. Although they put up a fight against East Webster for a little bit a couple weeks ago, I don't think that they're going to be able to stay in the game with West Point. New Hope, who is significantly better, that might be a battle. New Hope has a couple of losses, but they've lost to Choctaw County, who's one of the best teams in 3A, and they lost to Brother Martin, who is out of the state of Louisiana. So they've played a very difficult schedule, and this is a team that is much improved over the course of the last few years. Last two games, they've scored 63 points against Houston and 62 against Saltillo. So that might be a challenging game for West Point. And then you end it with Columbus. They should go undefeated in the regular season. They should. And I know I'm giving bulletin board material. I'm sorry, West Point, giving bulletin board material for you, because I know West Point coaches don't talk trash. They just coach. But I have confidence in you. So I think you're going to be okay. So West Point has a chance to get to Starkville. Choctaw County certainly has a chance. They're playing a tough division against Noxubee and Winona. But they got a shot. Noxubie's got a shot right down the road. How about East Webster? I was at East Webster on Friday night, their first district ball game, taking on Kipper County. Man, were they impressive. I'm really impressed with this East Webster team this year because Ryan Price has been there for almost 10 years. He's done a great job there. They went to the 3A North State Championship last year where they lost to Choctaw County. They're back down in 2A this year, and they've just been a force. They've outscored opponents 226-84. And, they've only given up 70 points in the last 5 games, which have all been wins. They beat Biggersville, which is a really good team in 1A. They beat Nanawoya, which is really good in 1A. Ripley, they beat Caledonia. They won 49-20 against Kemper County last week. I tell you what, I am super impressed with what I've seen really from both of East Webster's quarterbacks. Cooper Stidham, who's a senior, a guy that's been there for a long time, has really done a good job running that offense. He and sophomore Cross Avent are almost identical in their stats. Cooper Stidham 40 for 62 for 624 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Avent 43 of 69 for 709 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. They're almost identical. Avent is a really talented quarterback that I think you guys are going to need to pay attention to. You might remember Denver McQuarrie, who played for Mississippi State. He was at Houston High School. He broke the state record for interceptions held by Aaron McNair. And he was an incredible athlete. I thought Denver could play SEC football. And he came to Mississippi State, played baseball for the Bulldogs, helped Mississippi State get to the College World Series in 2018. This is Denver's younger brother. And, man, can he sling the ball around the yard. He has tremendous arm talent. I watched him last year on the mound as a freshman help his team to the North State Championship. This kid's really impressive. And I think a lot of people are going to be talking about him in the coming years. So watch out for East Webster. This week they are going up against Philadelphia, which is a really talented team. It's kind of like Kemper County. They're really talented. They just haven't won yet. They're 0-5, but they took Noxubee to overtime last week. They played West Lauderdale. It's a team that's dangerous. So I think Kemper County and East Webster and Velma Jackson are probably the best 3 in that division. But I think Eupora in the mix there. That's another team that I cover. They had a tough loss to Velma Jackson last week. Very winnable ball game. They just couldn't pull it off. Starkville had a week off last week. We'll transition over to them. Bye week for Starkville and Germantown. Now that sets up a big battle coming up on Friday between the Yellow Jackets and Germantown over in Gluckstadt. And Germantown this year has been kind of scary. This is a team they've always had like a few guys out there. Like I think back to they had Xavier Harris and Branson Robinson and John Lewis. You had 3 SEC guys on your same roster. And I don't even think they made the playoffs that year. Starkville went up there and had a running clock in the second half. Well, this team is dangerous. They lost to Northwest Rankin in the first game. Then they turned around after that crazy Oak Grove Starkville game. It was 56-52 or whatever it was. They beat Oak Grove 37-12. They beat Pearl 55-0 last week. Now, they lost to Warren Central, who's a good team. They lost to them 52-41. But this is a team that's very dangerous. And there's not going to be many weeks off in this division for Starkville or anybody. They start off with Germantown, and then things really get hairy. You got Clinton at home. That's going to be an Arrows team that's going to be extremely hungry to win that ball game, facing John Carr again. You got Murrah. I think that's a game you should win. 3 straight home games, by the way. Clinton, Murrah, and then Madison Central, which is always a tough one. Then you got to go to Oxford. Oxford's playing very good football, and that's a team that you don't want to play, especially at that point in the year. Very well-coached team. That's a tough place to win over there in Oxford. Schedule's tough, but Starkville's 4-1 right now. They're in a really good spot. They're playing good football. Defense has gotten better. Offense is up and down, but I think it'll be pretty good by the end of the year. this is a team that I think is going to hang around, and it's not going to be a team you want to play, Starkville. So look out for that game as well. Also, before we go to another break, I will be on Thursday night. Tomorrow night, I will be in Noxapater for the Cross Creek rivalry. I've been calling this game on the radio for the Refuge over in Louisville 107.1. I've been calling this game for several weeks now. Noxapater and Nanawoya. Noxapater had lost this game for like almost a decade straight, and Nanawoya had dominated that series. Caleb Kelly, the new coach of Noxapater, has come in, kind of changed the culture there. They've won 3 in a row. He's got a chance to win 4 in a row. Nanawoya's sick of it. And these two teams hate each other. These two communities despise each other. And on Thursday night, they'll have a chance to go head-to-head and solve it on the field. I cannot wait. You guys need to tune in if you're in the area. Check that ball game out. Should be an exciting one over there in Noxapater, and I'm excited to call it myself. All right, that's our Starkville Daily Whip Around. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Big games this week. Wherever you're at, go to a game on Friday night. Anywhere around the state, in your community, whatever, go support those kids. There's nothing like Friday night football in the state of Mississippi. It's one of the best things God's ever created. So go check it out and go enjoy a Friday night at the ball field. I can count on my hands probably the amount of games I've missed on a Friday night high school football in the state of Mississippi since 1996. It's great. Love it. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back for the end of the show. Appreciate you guys. We got a few more things to talk about when we get back. So stay tuned. This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today. Like the Kubota L-Series compact tractor, the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,500. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Power up your convenience with the 4-County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4-County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Looking to get the most out of your land? Trust the experts at Good Hope Land and Timber, your full-service land and timber company with years of experience in forestry and land management. From land and timber purchasing, timber management, plantation thinning, and development harvesting, our team handles it all, safely, efficiently, and sustainably. Our experienced logging force is trained to the highest standards under the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and best management practices. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber. Locally trusted, landowner approved.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Welcome back to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9, SuperTalk.fm, and the SuperTalk app. Thank you guys for being along for the ride for yet another week. We've had a great show again today. If you missed any of this show, you can go download Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk anywhere you get podcasts. You can get the show directly to your phone every single week when it's posted, and you can listen to it in full right there. You can fast forward through the commercials, although I recommend you listen to our great sponsors. But, you know, if you're one of those people like me, I do that sometimes. It's got the ability to fast forward. So there you go. And I appreciate your support there. If you could help me out with a follow and a share, whatever. Tell your friends about this show. It's a little different than what we do on Thunder and Lightning every single day with myself and Brian Haydab, but that's another thing. If you're listening to this and you haven't heard Thunder and Lightning or heard of it, I don't know what kind of rock you've been living under. But today is the day that you've been shown the light. You can go check out Thunder Lightning on your podcast app, also through SuperTalk. Myself and Brian Haydad from Sports Talk Mississippi, we are on there 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. You can listen to us. Go download the app. It's the top sports podcast in Mississippi State today, and I'm very proud of it. We are very proud to bring that to you every single day throughout the week. And so go download Thunder and Lightning today. You can check out Brian tonight on Thunder and Lightning Live every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. Brian is on there. We bookend this thing here on 100.9. Myself at 9 a.m. on Wednesday mornings, and then Brian at 6. You can check him out. You can also listen to, of course, Sports Talk Mississippi every single day from 3 to 6 with Brian and Borky, and also Richard Cross from time to time appears on there as well. So check all that out. And also don't forget to go check out Maroon and White Daily. We are doing some great things over there. In the month of September, our site over at Maroon and White Daily is On3, the On3 Sports Network. It's a fan site for those out there that are wondering what that is. We basically are a subscription-based site, and I'll give you a little background on this. We're a subscription-based site covering Mississippi State sports. Myself and Paula Jones, we cover recruiting, so you get daily recruiting articles and updates on who Mississippi State's after, whether it be in football, basketball, or baseball. We cover all the team sports. We have a message board filled with the best message board community out there. Six Pack Speak, if you know about that free message board, is a part of our site. And also our premium board, True Maroon, filled with some of the most knowledgeable and fanatical Mississippi State fans out there. Our site, up against the best sites on the fan site network, some of the most iconic sites over to Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Auburn, some of these sites that have been around for a long time. Our site, the last 2 months, has been inside the top 8 as far as traffic. Mississippi State fans are excited again, folks, and it's fun to see. I love the fact that Mississippi State fans are excited again, and we have seen it in the numbers. Some of the best numbers in our network is right there at Maroon White Daily, and that's because Mississippi State fans are flocking to talk about sports again. They're excited, and you need to be a part of that too. So come join us today. You can get $1 off that first week when you sign off. Not $1 off. It's only $1 if you sign up for that first week, and I promise you, you're not going to want to leave, whether it's being around the great Mississippi State fans or getting great coverage that we bring you and the intel that we bring you. It's a place for Mississippi State fans. It's a family, and we'd love to have you there today. So come check us out right there. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and being a part of the show once again. I hope you guys enjoy a great week. Big-time football games on Friday night around the state of Mississippi across the board. I talked about the Golden Triangle, but there's great games everywhere. Extreme North Mississippi, the Pine Belt, South Mississippi. They're everywhere. I don't see them all. My expertise is mostly in this area, but I'm not leaving you guys out across the state of Mississippi. There's some great games. Go check them out. And this weekend, enjoy yourself. Kick back and relax. Watch some great ball games. On Saturday, Mississippi State is off this week before they get ready for Florida next week at 3:15 inside the Swamp. So enjoy yourself this week. Mississippi State won't lose. They can't hurt you. They will not hurt you, I promise you. So stay tuned for that. Have a fun weekend, guys, and I hope you guys have a great week. This has been another great show. I'm excited to get back on the air next Wednesday, 9 to 10 a.m. here on SuperTalk 100.9. So appreciate you guys for checking us out. All right, this has been Robbie Faulk. This has been Talkin Dawgs, and I will catch you down the road.
You've been listening to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk.
Mississippi State with a victory here.
Listen each Wednesday at 9 a.m. on SuperTalk 100.9.
Don't you know I'm gonna make it with my friends? I promised myself I'd get by. Said I'm gonna try it with them too.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.